This podcast is for the woman who refuses to settle.
The one who knows she was made for more.
It's for the audacious woman who is ready to burn the ships,
own her story,
and create a life built on radical self-belief.
I'm Amanda Galloway.
I'm Ashton Greer. We are your podcast hosts.
And we welcome you to the Audacity Podcast.
Hey.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. We, Amanda and I, just had a big meeting, and I feel bad because we just rushed everyone out. But
yeah,
I'm on a time pressure.
Ashton's in a hurry, so we're actually getting right into the topic instead of boring you with our day-to-day lives. That
I think they might be disappointed if we don't give them like something.
Okay,
Give them one fun fact.
Fun fact about planning my wedding. Can't figure out what to do with a cake. Apparently, there's so many details of a cake that I had no idea. I don't know.
Let me tell you my fun fact.
My birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, well, that's really fun.
Yeah.
Should I sing
I forgot about that.
A song?
No, thank you.
Oh, okay.
I
I'll do
hate
it tomorrow.
birthday songs.
Don't worry, it's happening.
Oh, yay.
I'll call you tomorrow. I won't type out HBD. I will
Thank
actually
you.
call and sing you a whole song.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
So my fun fact is I'm moving, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got a My Box delivered to my house.
Mm-hmm.
There's street parking in the front of my house. Like, it's a huge street. So they dropped the My Box right in front of my house. A city inspector that has a vendetta for me. I hope he listens to this podcast because, I mean, please just stop. But he saw the My Box outside of my house yesterday, called My Box, told them the My Box could not be in the street parking because it blocks vision, apparently. So the My Box people reached out to aldermen and read the ordinances, and there's absolutely nothing against putting a My Box in a parking spot because it's just like having a box truck, but actually smaller in a parking spot. The parking spot is right outside of my home. It doesn't obscure any vision. It's not close to a stop sign.
Geez.
So anyway, it's so funny to me. This city inspector, I swear, like follows my properties, the businesses I work with, my personal home now, anything I do, anything I get, so
They're like, Ashton's doing all the things, so we need to make sure she's
like,
in
shit,
line.
she's moving. We got to make this difficult for her, So anyway, I honestly, when I found out, I laughed. I was like, oh my gosh.
So you can keep it, right?
Well, My Box was like, we're going to do some research. We're going to call the alderman. We'll get back to you.
Okay. Good for them for fighting.
I'm just like, thanks.
Good job.
I will just wait here with my Box. I started loading it last night. My kids helped me.
Good.
It's just funny to me at this point.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you want them to move it into the grass in my yard? Like, that's going to be even uglier and weirder, but we can put it in the grass if we need to.
Right.
I mean, I don't really care, but it's just I don't know. Just
insanity.
It's like a television show. Like, it's so silly, like Parks and Rec or something.
You know what? I agree. Literally, okay, if just your social media posts alone, people post the strangest things to you.
The weirdest things.
So she posted this picture the other day and she's beautiful in a white dress, and some guy is like, well, you can move in with me if you bring a vacuum and a mop or something like that. And I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, seriously, why would you say that?
Well, then I posted my puppies.
Yes.
I posted my puppies and somebody commented, you're getting her fixed, right? Or something about my female dog. And I was like, that is none of your business. My female dog can have puppies if she wants to. Like, and I can get her fixed when I want to. And anyway.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like Leslie Knope on Parks and Rec sometimes.
Yeah.
Like,
I haven't seen it. I'll take your word for it. People say and do the weirdest things around Ashton. And I look at my life and I'm like, it's so boring, and I'm so glad. Nobody says anything to me.
I just have to chuckle at it. Yeah. Anyway, what are we talking about today?
Okay, so I'm glad I got all worked up because today we're talking about breakups.
How to navigate breakups.
So when I was going through mine, and listen, guys, I may talk about it a lot, but I don't really think about it as much as one might think. It's just like when we start talking about difficult things, that is the most difficult thing that happened recently besides owning a business. But in my relationship life, that has probably been the most difficult thing I've experienced. But I'm so proud of myself for overcoming it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of mixed feelings when I talk about it, but literally this man does not have a lot of space in my brain anymore.
Yeah.
But when you're going through a breakup, it's so challenging. They do occupy a lot of your energy. And I was looking for resources for help and guidance on how to navigate it because I didn't want this to overpower my life. I really wanted to move through it and heal from it.
Yeah.
Because I know myself, I am very codependent, or I was very codependent. I was afraid that I would jump into a new relationship to find validation that way. There were just a lot of things I was very self aware of that I knew I needed to work on.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of research. I felt a lot of the feelings and I really worked through it. I cried a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I did a lot of
Mm-hmm.
really amazing things too. But I think this episode can be one in which if you're going through a breakup or you have a friend going through a breakup, you can utilize this as a way to help people navigate it. And
Yeah.
it is just such a difficult part in your life. You are literally experiencing the death of somebody in your life. You're experiencing the death of your future
Yeah.
that you thought it was going to be. So now you're stuck in this swarm of what does my life look like now? This person that was once my best friend is now a complete stranger to me. I don't even know who they are. And it's
Yeah.
just exhausting. It's
Somebody
sad.
told me once that what we're actually grieving is the story that we created. So, like,
Mhm.
if we can accept that we, like, we've said this a million times, but only you can really hurt yourself.
Mhm.
You're the
Yes.
one that can cause yourself pain. So, it's like the story you had about who they were to you and the story about the future and what it would bring and like the story that you created and put so much weight in. You have to like you don't get your fairy tale, you know? And
Right.
so then you have to accept that your story's different. The narrative about your life looks different than you thought, and that's painful. And I think the ego has like a very strong response to that too, because in your identity of who you are, it was so wrapped up in that. And so
Mhm.
it feels like a failure. It feels like you might feel alone. You might feel judged. You might feel embarrassed that it
Mhm.
didn't work out. Like so many things come back to your ego and your own self worth when you go through a breakup. So not only are you dealing with the fact that you've lost somebody that you're very close to, dependent on, connected to, but you're also like coming to terms with a completely new identity and you have no idea what the future holds and your plan for the future is different and you're actually confronting your ego when you go through a breakup as well because there's so much wrapped up in there with it, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah, and you can either combat your ego or you can let it overtake you too, right?
Yeah.
Like I was on a call this morning and these ladies were talking about just their experience with obviously men because they're women, um, that their partners were blaming other circumstances instead of looking internal. And
Mm.
I think the good thing about a breakup is it really makes you put a mirror to yourself.
It should.
It should. It
It should
should.
make you put a
It
mirror
should
to
make you,
yourself.
yes.
Some people go through breakups and it's entirely the other person's fault.
Exactly, and that's where I'm getting at, is that you can allow it to be like victim mentality and it's
Mm.
everybody else's fault, or you can allow it to be like, okay,
What part did I play in this?
what part did I play and how can I move forward? What can I learn from this? And how can I evolve to be in a better relationship moving forward? Now, I think that initially, let's talk about as soon as it happens.
Okay.
You know,
You
how
just broke up.
it literally just broke up. Maybe it came out of nowhere. Maybe it's kind of been
Rocky. You've been thinking
rocky. You
about it.
saw it coming. Maybe you're the one who broke up with them, which I think is a little bit different than if you're broken up with.
I don't know. I I have never been broken up with,
Hmm.
right? So like I don't know what that feels like, but I know on the other end of it, it's horrible.
Hmm.
Like even being the person that decides it, it's like at least for me, it's been horrible.
Yeah,
All
but
of
you're
it.
very empathetic.
Yeah.
My experience when I have broken up with people was it was a clear cut because it needed to be, and it was not at an like it was evolving to the point of it like it needed to end.
So it wasn't that emotionally hard.
No, not. I mean, it was what was emotionally hard about it was living a different life than my day to day.
Yeah, your life changed.
Yeah, but I knew that it was for the better, so I was able to move forward quicker.
That makes sense.
Yes, it was still not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but I think initially, say you're broken up with, I think that's probably one of the harder aspects.
Yeah.
And you're feeling so depleted. What I first want to say is cry, allow yourself to cry, feel the feelings.
Give yourself a couple days, I think, at least to
Oh,
just
at least.
do nothing.
I stayed in bed for a long time. I would go to work and then have to leave because I could not emotionally be there.
Yeah.
It was so challenging. So also understand you are grieving. You are actually going through the steps of grief. So you may initially have shock over it and you're like, oh my gosh, I have no feelings. Like
denial.
Yeah, or denial. Like
this can't really be happening.
This isn't actually happening. And
I
you're
can
like,
convince him otherwise.
Yeah.
He'll change his mind.
Yeah. And then you go into bargaining. And, I experienced this. I was willing to bargain things in which I would not be able to hold on to.
Yeah. You were like, I'll do this. I'll do whatever. I'll change this. Yeah. You bargain with the other person, the circumstance. And then
you get angry. You get really angry. You may lash out.
Depressed.
Very depressed. So there is a cycle. And another thing that I want to say is that you may want to say a lot of things, but do not say them.
It's really hard.
It's really hard, but
I
I promise you, as someone who has experienced this, to this day, I think about how I acted initially because I was just like so angry, so frustrated. So like I went through the emotions, the grief cycle so many different times, and it was a roller coaster, but I said some really harsh things.
I want to counteract that. I agree. Like,
You're like, I agree, but I don't agree.
I agree that like you will have to accept and deal with the things you said and did when you were grieving. However, I also think like you kind of have to say and do them to get through the grief process. You have to let that out. You have to be angry. You have to be upset. And even if it is to that person, who knows? Those words you said may have ignited a change in that person.
Probably not, though. They're probably not going to be receptive to you in that state.
Maybe.
Now, at least my experience, right?
Yeah.
This is just coming from a subjective point of view. I do not think this person cared a lick of what I had to say. Now, who I did vent to, I had one friend who to this day I will always be grateful, was there for me through every single part of it.
Aww.
And she was the person that she saw something in me that was like, Amanda, you have a really hard time leaning on people. Like you can lean on me. So I literally called her every day. I cried to her every day, and she was a therapist or is a therapist. So it really helped, she really helped me navigate those feelings. And she would always tell me feelings are not facts. And one of the things that I did was I started writing down the things I did not like in this relationship and I did not like in this person. And anytime that I had the urge to want to reach out to this person, because that is very normal, you will want to reach out to this person. I went back to that list to level myself. This person abandoned me and my children. Why in the world would I want to go back to that person?
Yeah.
That is, it would be a life of constant instability and fear that would happen again. So I really had to make a decision that wasn't just for me, but for my children.
Yeah.
And that was something that really helped me. I also started seeing a spirit healer.
Yes.
Yeah, which sounds really esoteric, but she really helped me. She was someone that became a really dear friend of mine, but she understood the energetic component of all of this and allowed me to experience these feelings while being able to calm my own nervous system.
Yeah.
So find your community.
Yeah.
Lean on people. Ask for help. Don't be afraid to feel like you're being cumbersome of other people.
Yeah, I agree with all that. I think once you kind of get through the initial shock of it and you go through the, I can't do anything right now. I've lost my identity, my partner, sorrow, all of like the the heavy, heavy weight of the reality of your circumstance and feeling like it's hard to take a shower even like that. Once you get through that phase, I think kind of the next step is to try to find things that you enjoy doing.
Yes.
Trying to get back to them. So like go to a dance class or start going to the gym.
Travel. I started traveling.
Schedule coffee dates with your friends. Like go plant shopping. garden, whatever it is, like try to get back to you. And somebody told me once, all that love you're pouring into them, you need to turn it around and pour it into yourself.
Yes.
Those gifts you were buying them, the meals you were taking them on, the sweet words you were saying, the food you were cooking them, all the things you were doing for them, turn it around. You have all that energy. Do it for yourself.
Yeah.
And like love yourself deeply through this time in order to, you know, rejuvenate yourself, like find yourself again.
I agree. I think that helps so much. And that was my experience. Now, granted, give yourself time, because I think initially you're going to feel like my life can't get any better, or like I'm just like living in this horrible state. It does get better. Time heals. You're never going to forget that experience, but time does heal. So give yourself some grief or allow yourself to grieve, and allow yourself time.
Yeah.
And then day by day, literally take it one day at a time.
Get a therapist.
Get a therapist.
Literally, if I had a checklist for somebody going through a breakup, it would be like, you know, number one, the amount of support you think you're going to need, like double it. Like let all your friends and family know, hey, I'm hurting right now. Check in on me.
Yes.
Step number two, get a therapist. Like, literally get a therapist. Like get somebody that can help you navigate these complex feelings. Step number three, get adequate sleep. Go to sleep at a good time. Put your phone down at night when you feel like you want to text them. When you're really, really sad, turn your phone off. Take a sleeping pill. Like, you know, get good sleep.
Yeah, you have to take care of yourself. Nourish your body.
Exercise.
I lost so much weight.
Yeah, because...
And I think people do.
Yeah, I always lose weight if I'm sad.
Nourish your body. Get plenty of sleep. The very basics.
Think about, like, what's a food that even when you're not hungry, you have no appetite, you're sad, that you know you can still eat. Like, just make sure you have a lot of that stocked.
Yeah, and if you have kids...
cheese, whatever it is.
If you have kids, ask for people to help, because it is so hard to provide emotional support to them when you are so depleted yourself.
Yeah.
That was a really hard part for me, was being able to grieve while my children were also grieving.
And they need you.
And, you know, you do have to be there for them, but also find support for them. So my kids got a therapist. Well, my son got a therapist
my kids,
as well.
When I went through my divorce, also went into therapy. Life hack, give yourself permission to not be a 10-star mom during a breakup.
Yeah.
Give
employee, or
it is really good, I think, for your kids to see that you're not perfect.
Yes.
It's good for them to see you try and fail, to see you grieve, to see you sad. Like, I think it builds empathy in your children.
Yeah.
For them to understand, like, oh, mom normally takes care of me, but sometimes she needs me to like love her. And I think not to reverse roles, like your kid should not be taking care of you most of the time. But I think it shows them your humanity, and it shows them like compassion and empathy. But like some hacks for me when I'm going through really hard times emotionally, not just breakups, but like other things I've gone through that have been really hard. I allow myself to buy 20 Lunchables and put them in the fridge.
Yeah.
Like I allow myself to order pizza and have it delivered to my home. I allow myself to go to McDonald's with the kids if I don't have it in me to cook. Yeah. I allow myself to give them cereal for dinner. Yeah. And some people are judging me right now, but genuinely, my kids are fed. They love cereal for dinner. It's like their favorite thing ever. And like, so to them, they're getting like a treat. To me, it's like a pass to allow myself to take a hot bath instead of cook dinner for an hour, because I'm sad and I need to, and I need a minute alone or whatever. And I think just like as a mom who's navigating the dating world and grieving and experiencing the horrificness of that loss, it can feel super triggering when you've had a divorce and then you have a breakup. You're just like, I'm failing and failing. And it's like compounding trauma. This is my story. Not to project this on everybody else, but when you're experiencing that, you have to give yourself grace to be imperfect. I'm a perfectionist. I'm really hard on myself. So like that was the biggest lesson for me, was like, okay, you're not making home cooked meals every night because you are fucking sad. So instead, how can I make sure my kids are fed? They feel like it's a fun treat and I'm okay.
I love that.
Yeah, give yourself permission.
Yeah, do not expect yourself to be perfect. Every day is going to look different. Like it's your 100% is sometimes really going to be your 60%.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay.
What are things like you shouldn't do?
Oh my gosh. I was just thinking this.
Yeah, because there's
Okay,
a lot.
Do not get in a relationship because you're going to energetically attract someone who is so unhealthy for you.
Yeah. Been there.
Don't do it. I know you want that validation. And, if you need to go have fun and play, do it. But do not think about getting into a serious relationship. You will attract someone who is also equally unhealed in that moment. I think you have to give yourself some time. I don't know the magic time for that. I don't know if it's a month, 2 months. I think everybody is, I don't know if it's a year or 3 years. I don't know.
Different.
Everybody is so different, but make sure you take the time to heal that part of you that is like an open wound and, just love yourself. Because if you're going to try to find love in someone else, you're not going to actually be able to give that love back to yourself to heal.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think that there are some components of healing that happen in a relationship, but when you have a gaging open wound, that is probably not the time to find a healthy relationship for you.
Agreed.
Okay.
I suck at that. But I agree. But also I don't
No
practice what I
judgment.
preach.
No judgment.
I would say do not become addicted to a substance if you can
100%.
avoid that. I just know, like, and I've witnessed a lot of people like go through breakups and then kind of spiral and life gets really hard. And then, they're drinking every night.
Yeah. And
or
alcohol is
smoking weed every night or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think maybe for a window of time, if you need a glass of wine to take the edge off, or you want to have a weed vape, or I don't know. Like, I'm not saying like you can't take the pain, the edge off. But just be cognizant of however far down that path you go, you're going to have to turn around and walk it back.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
It's kind of like if you run 5 miles away from your house, you have to run 5 miles back.
Yeah.
And so you're doubling
your healing time.
And so I just think try not to get too far down that road of addiction and substance abuse and relying on substances, because that journey back is hard.
Yeah. I actually, anytime I'm sad, I stay away from alcohol.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say every time. When I went through this breakup, especially, I did not drink.
Yeah.
Because I knew that I would be sad, and alcohol is a depressant. You're going to feel that the next day. You're going to feel worse.
Mm-hmm.
So pay attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
You can get on antidepressants. That's a good recommendation.
But even that,
if needed.
yes, if you need, that's what I'm saying. If you need something, if you need something, do it. Like if you need something to get yourself through this time, get yourself through the time.
Yeah, I got on Wellbutrin.
Yeah,
it
was what you have to do.
So incredibly helpful.
Yeah, I was on Boostpar at one point, I think.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, and that was great. So get through it, but just know that when you are ready to stop using that medicine substance, that it's all medicine in its own way. When you're want to stop using it, there's going to be a road back.
Yes.
That's going to be uncomfortable.
Yes, and you will have to face it.
Yes. So
that's
just
a good recommendation.
Be careful with that.
Yeah. What else?
So many things. I mean, I don't think that you should probably have a ton of casual sex after a breakup. I think that it depends on you and your personality, but like I know for
men are much better at that.
I can't do that.
But whereas women, we have hormones that emotionally get us involved in, after sex. Then we start like it's an irrational way of healing.
Well, and then there's like, potential pregnancies and STDs and just there's a lot of complications with that method.
Yeah.
So, and then there's your heart. And I think there's an energetic exchange with sexual contact. I think that there's an exchange of energy, an exchange of aura or something. I don't know how to even say it.
Well, there's some people who are really good at disconnecting from that. And I don't think as someone who is empathetic, we do a really good job.
I can't do that.
So if you are empathetic, maybe put that aside. Be celibate. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Lean on your friends. Lean on your family.
One of the things that I did was I wrote a letter
Oh yeah.
to my ex and obviously did not give it to him.
I've done
But
that.
I burnt it. And it was just such I don't know, a cathartic feeling in a way that
Yeah.
was like releasing it, releasing out all those feelings. And I cannot stress enough, you have to go through the feelings to actually get through.
Yeah. I write poetry. That's something I do
Yeah, I
when
did
I'm
that one
grieving.
time.
I write poetry to like move through whatever
Mhm.
I'm feeling or to try to like identify it, name it. I also think reading books, like certain self-help books, could be really helpful,
Yeah.
like the Let Them theory
Yeah.
or um
Yes, we're both like the
the
guy.
Breakup book.
Yes,
Single on Purpose. Yeah,
yes.
I read that after a breakup.
Jim, no,
No.
gosh,
Mm.
what's his name? Anyway,
He's like Filipino.
he's amazing, but
He's
he also has retreats.
he has retreats, but he's had a crazy dating history.
Yeah.
So like his book kind of goes through it
Mhm.
and it's called Single on Purpose. And there's retreats for people who want to be single on purpose for like at least a year. And
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool. But here's the problem I have. I'm like, oh, I'll go to the Single on Purpose retreat. Everyone there's single. Like
Oh,
that's what my brain was like.
yeah.
It's so like even if you go to the Single on Purpose retreat, you're there with a bunch of singles.
Yeah, but
So like are
you
people hooking up? I don't know.
maybe, but
I
I
don't
think
know.
that's highly discouraged. But I think the point of it is to be around people who understand what you're going through
Yeah.
and to help navigate those various feelings and to learn more about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I did not do any of that, but I did travel. And I think just being able to do things I did not do in my previous relationship because he didn't enjoy traveling allowed me
Yeah.
to exercise my own power. And I just felt so I just felt like I was coming back to myself during that time and
Yeah.
doing things that I truly wanted to do. Now, something that I think is really helpful as you move forward through this process is understanding what did you not like about the relationship? What are some things that you disconnected yourself from?
Yeah.
So,
Self-abandonment. How
yeah,
did you walk
did
away from yourself?
exactly. So, understand like I don't want that in my next relationship. So I wrote down a list of many different things that it was like, oh, one of the things that I need in a relationship moving forward is someone who's going to travel with me, someone who is going to be like, oh, this is hard right now. This relationship is hard. I want to walk through this with you, not someone who is like, because my ex was like, oh, well, it's hard now. It's not supposed to be hard. And that's when he
Mm,
ended things. And that's a terrible way to be able to have fulfilling relationships in any capacity, whether it's a friendship or a romantic relationship, because every relationship has challenges.
yeah.
So that was a fundamental need for me was to find someone who is like, no, this relationship is hard right now. And
I'm going to fight. I'm here
we're
for
going
you.
to work through it.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
fight for you.
Yeah.
I think absolutely you can, reflect on your past relationships and from that reflection, figure out what you want in the future and what you don't want
Hmm.
and how you abandoned yourself and where you were really compromising or settling. I had a
Hmm.
conversation with a friend who recently went through a breakup and she was saying like he didn't like want kids and he didn't like her kids, but she
Mm.
had kids. And so
Ugh.
like when she had her kids, he wouldn't come around. And she had after like 4 years just resigned to like, oh, he gets to be my boyfriend half the time. But when I have my kids, he doesn't want to be around.
Which is fine if that's what you truly want.
And yeah,
But if underneath you're
like
building
lying to yourself.
resentment,
Well, I think you're just
yeah,
lying to yourself or like
yeah,
convincing yourself that you don't want something when it's actually really important to you.
yes,
And she and I were talking about that, how she realized that it actually is really important to her. And she was abandoning herself to keep this man in her life. And
hmm,
I think we do that way too often.
we do.
So if you can really reflect on those things in hindsight, you can see that. But I thought of two more things you can do
Yeah,
after a breakup. I was like brainstorming this. Two things that I think are really good to do after a breakup. The first one is like self-care in the sense of like if you're feeling embarrassed about your breakup, you're feeling sad, you've lost some confidence, maybe you got broken up with, I think doing things that make you feel good about yourself,
mm.
like go to a spa, like book a spa day.
Start
Um
getting your nails done.
yeah, like maybe
Like,
go get your hair done a way that you
yeah,
like. Something like that I think can really be helpful.
hmm,
Just little things that are showing yourself, oh, I'm taking care of myself. I feel good about myself. I feel like I look good. Maybe get a new outfit,
hmm,
a new pair of shoes you like,
yeah,
anything like that. I think that's really, really helpful and at least for me, like a healthy thing. The other thing I was thinking about is like maybe there's some area of your life that you have been neglecting. So like for me right now, this is a little vulnerable, but something that I'm focusing on that I know I have been neglecting is like future planning and financial health because I've been in survival mode for so long with like getting divorced and then like moving several times. And one of my businesses had like a really hard financial year last year. So I was just constantly pouring money into that. And I'm kind of at this place where I'm like, I want to pretend this problem doesn't exist, but it exists. And so like I think when you go through a breakup, if you can focus on something with like small attainable goals that you can start to achieve and you'll feel really good about them. You get
Yeah.
those little dopamine hits and like that little bit of like pride in yourself, like pay off a credit card. And then, this is my story right now, like pay off a credit card and then, oh, I'm going to save this much money every month. And oh, I'm going to open this IRA. And then I'm going to, just those little tangible, achievable goals that you can feel like you're bettering yourself.
Have you seen the memes where it's like a girl will go through a breakup and she's already like enrolled in college, bought a new car, and like I don't even know what it was.
But like literally allow it to be like you're transforming into your next version, the better version of yourself. I think you can use the energy for something really positive.
Yes.
I bought like my properties with my divorce. Like I literally, it's so funny. I got divorced and then I ended up like with like 3 jobs and 5 properties, and
not because she got money from the divorce, but because she had
I did not get money from the
I just
divorce.
want to clarify that it was just from the experience.
It was literally
of like,
just the trauma of it, being
just
like
putting your energy elsewhere.
So no, actually, in order to buy my first property, I pulled out my entire retirement.
Yeah.
So like
retirement.
My retirement from my job at the hospital that I worked at.
I just want to clarify.
Yeah, I pulled that out and then I invested that into my first property, and then it kind of snowballed from there. But I used that sad energy to, honestly, I was just building protection around myself, I think, and stability. But I think that I also like started taking care of myself and getting my nails done and my hair done and working out regularly and eating better and I don't know, like taking business classes and like really becoming a better version of myself in that process. And I think that you can use your breakup energy to heal in some ways.
Yes. You mentioned another one. You had 2.
Oh, that was the second one.
Oh, that was the second one.
Yeah. So the first one was like, beauty, getting nails.
Yeah.
The second one was like an area of your life that needs attention. Give it attention.
That makes complete sense. I think that's very powerful. And I also think that it's just really important to allow yourself to go through the cycles, because I realized through my experience that I would like cry every day, and then there would be 2 days I didn't cry. And then there would be, maybe some more crying, but then there would be like 5 days that I didn't cry. And so as time went on, the pain lessened, and give yourself some grace there that it's going to happen.
It doesn't last forever.
Here's another thing, is that every time that you reach out to that person, your brain doesn't know the difference between what is fake and what is reality. So every time that you're branching back out to that person, your brain is getting that dopamine hit and connecting you to that person again.
Seeking.
Yes. So be really, really strong in not reaching out to them.
Yeah, going no contact isn't cruel. It's actually kind.
It is.
If you're sure about the breakup, I think even just telling that person, "Hey, I'll always care for you. I'll always have love for you, but for both of us, I would like you to respect this no contact. Like let's, I'm going to block you on social media. I'm going to block your phone number. Please don't contact me. Until I'm ready."
Yeah.
And I think that is actually a kind thing to do, although it may hurt terribly in the moment for everybody. If you're certain about your breakup, I think that's a good idea.
I am very swift with the scissors for this reason, but not out of being cruel, but out of being kind to myself and realizing that even in a friendship, if I'm like, this really has to stop and I hate this, but I will be very swift with the scissors and be like, this relationship no longer serves me. I can't emotionally keep going back to it.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore I do have to
Yeah.
detach.
Yeah.
And it usually ends up being for the better.
Yeah.
Even though it's really, really hard to do it, it requires a lot of willpower and strength in which you may have never experienced before. It is so hard. It is the hardest thing about a breakup is wanting to reach out to that person and be able to just like get that little dopamine hit.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get the dopamine hit, it's fleeting. It's not worth it. That 5 minutes of communication with them is going to take you back
It's gonna
days and
wreck
days
your
and
nervous
days
system.
of healing.
Yeah, it's gonna wreck you.
So this is a moment of strength that is going to be required of you. That if you can be diligent, you're going to accelerate your healing process. But it just takes a lot of time and willpower.
Agreed. Get a
What else?
massage.
Yeah, especially if your love language is physical touch. That is really important because even though it's not an intimate touch, it is a way to really feel loved.
Ask a friend for a long hug. My love language is physical touch.
I can't tell.
So
yeah,
I'm like, ask a friend. Yeah.
Which I'm like, no, I'm good. Don't touch me.
I need to be touched at like all times. Like my kids are like that too, except for one of them. But like last night I was laying on the couch with them. We were watching The Goat and both of them were like piled on top of me. And I was just like, this is amazing. I love them. And I'm like that. So when I don't have a partner,
yeah,
I like really miss physical touch, but I also don't want to be a hoe. So just go get a massage.
Fair.
Kiss somebody. I don't know. But
I've heard massages are a great way though.
Yeah.
If your love language is words of affirmation, I think that's where you really have to lean on your friends instead of seeking validation from external sources. I think that is a really challenging thing for a lot of women.
Yeah.
When they experience a breakup, they're instantly needing attention from somebody else. Yeah. That's very, very common. I also think that it does not, it's again, another fleeting thing. So turning that energy back into yourself, giving yourself your own validation. Yeah.
I'm yawning. It's not you, Amanda.
Buy yourself things if your love language is
gifts.
Definitely buy yourself stuff. Buy a new outfit.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Fully.
What's the other love language? Oh, it's time.
And acts of service.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doing your own dishes does not feel like love. So I don't know.
No, I don't know. We don't have the answer for that.
Yeah.
But I think that's where asking your friends, just be willing to ask them, hey, can you help me with this? Yeah. Yeah. I think I became closer to my friends through my breakup.
I would agree.
Yeah. It was great.
I would agree.
I became closer to you. I think you became closer to me through yours as well.
Agree. And
now we have a lifelong friendship that we may not have experienced otherwise.
Right. So if you lean into somebody and you lean into that relationship, it gives somebody a chance to show up for you, and it builds trust, I think, and emotional safety. I think I feel so emotionally safe with Amanda. Like, I think that's like the biggest thing is I feel like I can say anything to you or share anything with you, and
I'm not judging.
No, and just know that like you're safe, you know? Whether you agree or disagree with me or whatever, like you're somebody I can bounce ideas off of and talk about it with and like figure it out versus like if somebody's like very harsh, you just gotta know.
You know who to lean on.
You gotta know who to lean on.
Yes.
You know, because imagine, you go through a breakup and you have a friend that like really didn't like the guy, okay? And you're trying to lean on her. Well, she's gonna be like, maybe like, well, I told you that he was a bad guy.
Why are you sad? Because he sucks.
Yeah, he sucks or whatever. And so you have to really have somebody with like high emotional intelligence to lean on, because otherwise they're going to say things that are maybe trying to make you hate that person, which also isn't productive. Trying to maybe some of your friends are going to pull you into bad moments. They're going to be like, let's go get wasted or whatever. And I don't know, you just got to be, who to lean on in those times.
Yeah.
People that are going to lead you towards healthy decisions, people that are going to lead you away from hate. It's good to be angry. Anger is motivating, as Amanda says.
The hardest feeling And I remember my friend at the time, she was like, Amanda, I don't know. You just need to be angry. You just need to get angry. And I was like, I can't be angry because there's so much love.
I love
And she
him.
was like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'd be pissed if I were you. And she was like, anger is the most empowering feeling.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable for me too.
Yeah.
But actually, when I went through a breakup, I told my ex-boyfriend, I was like, hey, you need to get mad at me.
Mm.
Like, I was like, if I were you, I would be mad at me. And I was like, I want you to be mad at me for at least a moment in time, like get a little angry because like this is hard and it's not really fair. And, you know, I like had to kind of like give him permission and he was like, I can't be mad at you. It doesn't feel right or whatever. And I was like, oh, I've been there before. But like he did eventually get mad at me. He's definitely pissed at me right now and that's fine. But I think like that anger phase is important, but just don't let it like
Anger.
hate can poison you.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to be angry about something.
Yes.
But if you let it turn into hate, you're poisoned at that point.
Yes.
So
it's allowed to, you're allowed to go through the experience and the feeling, but get through that. Get through it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't get through it, you're going to create resentment against men or the situation. You're going to have unhealthy relationships from there. You're going to find yourself in a downward spiral.
Yeah. I feel like totally healed from all my exes. If that makes sense, like all my breakups that I've had.
Yeah.
And the way you know you're healed is you can kind of see the situation clearly. You can see what you did. You can see what they did.
Yeah.
You have no hate for them. You also have no desire for them.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of just like, oh, I loved him once, and oh, I hope he's doing good, and that's that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unless there was like some horrific thing, which I do have an ex with like horrific experience.
Yeah.
And with him, I'm just kind of like, hopefully he dies soon. I don't know. But like it's not even hate
for the sake of humankind.
Yeah, it's not hate though. It's like just for humanity, like
for women, for other women,
for all women in the world.
Oh gosh, that's hilarious.
Just an honest statement. Like I don't hate him, but also like he's a danger to women.
Yeah,
so he's a danger to humanity.
I don't have love
as a whole
for my ex, so I'm just like, I hope you heal. Like just hope you heal one day to realize like you're. I don't know. Yeah. I see my part, trust me, but I also see the reoccurring theme that happens in this person's life. And I'm like, there's just something there. And I hope that for the sake of your kid that you...
At least you don't want him to die like me.
I don't want him to die. I do wish...
I don't really want my ex to die, but I just need to clarify this. I don't want him to die, but I also think the world might be a better place if he weren't here.
Yeah,
and I don't know how to say
that. He's done
horrible things to women.
My ex is just, I don't want to bash him, but I do wish him well. I do. I think I saw him at a coffee shop the other day, and I was like, it's weird because I'm like, he's a stranger to me now. But I'm just like, I really do wish him well. I really want him to have a productive life.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I think that there's a part of me that's like, shame on you for how you continue living this cycle of pushing people away without truly seeing your part in things and just acting like nobody ever existed. And
he's got to know subconsciously.
I don't know that he does, but if maybe he has, again, I don't know him. Maybe he has learned from it. I don't know. But, also everybody's perspective is different. So my perspective on it is very, very different than his perspective on it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So he may be like, oh, well, this was the right thing to do. Move forward, but I think it's also, you have a lot of love for your exes because you were also the one who was like, this has to end. And I think that there's more clarity in that than if you're the one who was broken up with. And I think when you're the one broken up with, it stings. And I guarantee that there's one person in my life that I think about that I'm like, I broke up with him, and I guarantee to this day, he probably feels that sting. And I broke up with him during a time where I was not the best version of myself either. Mm-hmm. So his perspective on me might be like that too. So, who am I to say? I guess.
Yeah.
Who am I to say?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. What else? Any lasting thoughts before you have to go sell that last puppy of yours?
Yeah, I have to get home because I'm giving them away, so there's no
Oh, okay.
selling.
Never mind.
But I'm giving one of my last puppies away. Yeah, I just think when you're going through a breakup, give yourself grace. Try not to do anything that's going to have negative lasting effects, like anything stupid.
Don't go slash tires. It's not worth it. I know it feels so good in the moment.
My mom, this is so funny. My mom called me yesterday. We were talking and she was like, do you remember that time where you and I fantasized about spray painting a giant dick on your ex's property?
I love it. Hey, fantasize away.
And
fantasize away.
I was like, oh my gosh, Mom. Like, yes, that's so funny. And we were like laughing so hard about it. Anyway, just things like that. Just don't act on them. You could go to jail if you spray paint your ex's property.
Think about the repercussions.
Think about yourself. But those feelings,
use your frontal lobe.
Those emotions are real.
They are real.
In that moment, they're so real.
They're so real. And think about them.
Mm-hmm.
Explore those thoughts.
Yeah, but there's a lot of songs written about this, like busting windows out of cars.
Yeah.
Slashing tires.
There's some angry women who wrote those songs.
Yeah.
And it was probably very cathartic for them.
Yeah. I mean, I've actually never acted on one of those impulses, so I can't tell you whether or not to. But I'm just saying, like, you probably shouldn't.
I'm trying to think if I did any. There were times that I've thought of fun things that might feel good.
I've wrote like hate poems.
Yeah.
I've I don't know. I think that's about the worst I've done.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there are things I've wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like if your ex gets a new girlfriend, don't reach out to the girlfriend.
Yes. And like, don't do that.
You know, don't be like, he sucks and blah, 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 blah.
No, you're creating a team against you.
It's bad.
It's bonding them even more.
Yeah. Don't do that. Yeah. Any sort of reaction like that is just going to create a stronger bond between them and that girl.
Yeah.
So like, they're, you know, she's crazy. Look at her. Yeah. She's you know, whatever. Do not do that. I've never done that, but I can just imagine.
One thing that I want to say that I think will help is that I think we tend to see past relationships with rose-colored glasses after we break up because we think, oh, they were so good at this. They were so good at that. They were like, I'll never find anyone like them.
They were so funny. They were.
Yeah. Listen, you can find that in so many different people.
How many people are there in there? They
right. And you can also find those aspects outside of just a loving relationship. You can find them in friendships and things like that. Just know that you will see with rose-colored glasses for a period of time. Take those suckers off. Get back to your list, like write down a list of the things that you did not like with them, like about them, and level yourself back to it. I think I told you to do this several times.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever did it,
I did.
But okay.
Yeah.
But take off the rose-colored glasses and level with yourself, because thinking that way is not going to help you. And the biggest thing through all of this is your thoughts are controlling your grieving process. So you really have to get in control of your thoughts and have power over them and mastery over them, or you're going to continue spiraling. And if you want to heal from this, if you want to get through it, you just really have to. It's a lesson in self-awareness that you didn't ask for, but here we are. So you make the best of it.
Yes. All of that. Breakups are hard. Hugs to you guys that are going through them.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this because you're going through a breakup, hang in there.
And I also want you to comment and tell me what's the craziest thing that you've heard of someone doing
during a breakup.
I want to know. And you can be like, telling you for a friend, aka not myself, but maybe you did it, but there's no judgment. We want to hear the crazy things. But yeah, there's a lot of love and support from us if you're going through it. We've clearly gone through those heartaches ourselves and have a lot of lessons.
You come out better.
You do. If you allow yourself, you come out better.
And in one door closing, you know, another door is going to open.
Yeah.
So you have to see it that way too.
My life is tremendously better. Now, granted, my partner and I do not have a perfect relationship. We have struggles as well, but we've traveled the world. We're into personal development. We're learning to grow and, you know, expand our family, and not expand, like have more kids, but like grow, I should say, like bring our family together and create a healthy unit for our children. And I think that there's just so much that came out of this. And I'm so thankful. I feel like Ariana Grande. I'm so thankful for my ex. It took a while, but it was like a level that I needed to step up into a healthier relationship.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It'll level you up.
So thank you to my ex.
We thank him.
We thank all our exes.
Yeah, I'm really thankful though for your exes because they, know who you are today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, let's get out here.
Okay, see ya.
Bye, guys.